Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Koholoyim La Yahweh. Bahashim Yahushai. Bahashim. Bakaha Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh. Bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan the Waf. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And seeing this article, man, law and crime, Jake being wicked as hell. But, I was more focused on the fact that this stupid ass dude that ran in behind this wicked ass woman and done what he done. I'm not surprised that Eve been doing a lot of treacherous shit to the kids, and they have a real, it's the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28, but the role he played in it was just stupid as hell. Like, dude, you gonna wreck your life for a bitch that would do something like that to her 3-year-old. Well, let me just get into the article. It says, completely wrapped in Saran Wrap. Mom admits to striking 3-year-old daughter 15 to 20 times, which was probably 50 to 60, with a belt, and getting boyfriend to help her hide the body. That's my thing, the boyfriend. Like, nigga, you gonna put your life in jeopardy for a girlfriend? A bitch that just beat her baby to death? Come on, bro. Anyway, the Maryland woman is accused of murdering her 3-year-old daughter after falsely reporting her kidnapping, allegedly confessed to police that she beat her child to death. Come on, man. Kidnapping? Nobody's really kidnapping so-called black children like that these days, unless it's just something sadistic. You know what I'm saying? But it's trafficking. Maybe, a 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old. Something that's, coming into an age of, the box being ready. But a 3-year-old, somebody just kidnapped your baby. Come on, man. And not to say that it don't happen, but come on. You already know they was on that and looking like this bitch lying. Anyway, Darian Randall, 31, was charged with the murder of her 3-year-old daughter, Nola Dinkins. So they got two different last names. Probably had the baby dad on child support, which that's, come on. Ain't no telling. Me speaking as a man. Okay, on Wednesday, after initially telling police in Delaware that the little girl had been abducted, later the same day, Delaware police announced that the investigation was being treated as a homicide and would be handled by the Maryland State Police. Human remains consistent with those of a young child were found on Wednesday afternoon near the home of Randall's boyfriend, authorities in Maryland said. Now charging documents obtained by several local media outlets have revealed some of the tragic and gruesome details. As Law and Crime previously reported, the investigation in Delaware shifted to Maryland when police learned that Randall and her daughter lived in Maryland's Cecil County in an apartment complex in Northeast. When state troopers arrived at the address, they found 44-year-old Cedric Antoine Britton, Randall's boyfriend. 44 years old, bro. According to the charging documents obtained by a local NBC affiliate, Britton told the troopers that Randall had left the apartment with Nola. When troopers reviewed surveillance video from the property, they observed Randall leaving alone, noting that Nola was never observed on camera. So, nigga, you don't think that these people are not going to go back on no cameras? Jake don't be thinking, bro. Britton allowed the troopers to search the home, which they reportedly noted smelled of bleach and other cleaning products, which Eve not cleaning like that. Inside Britton's vehicle was a child's blanket, which troopers said had a stain on it that they believed could be blood. The documents reportedly stated Britton allegedly claimed it was not his and belonged to someone he met at the park previous summer. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania-based NBC affiliate also obtained the documents, which noted that Britton's demeanor was very neutral, prompting troopers to question him about it. Britton explained that he used to be special forces in the military and has dealt with human trafficking before. So this is his excuse for just nonchalantly acting just like ain't shit going on, ain't nothing wrong. Meanwhile, Delaware authorities had been interviewing Randall in connection with the alleged kidnapping, and she had reported as her story about the abduction by an unidentified white couple. Oh man, so her story fell apart. Randall allegedly confessed to physically striking. Now, who the fuck is about to believe you? First off, they already suspicious of you. You know, they probably done already shared details with the mother police officers from the, because this is like 2 states going on here. They probably done already shared information. The house smell like cleaning products, bleach, and all kinds of other shit. You done lied. The lie was them coming out of the house together. They checked the cameras, and of course that didn't go down. They already treating it like a homicide. And you lying as if a white couple kidnapped the baby? Like, and Jake can lie, but Jake can't lie that well. Jake not that goddamn good, man. Because it's cameras are everywhere these days. It's like a lot of explaining you have to do when it goes into stuff like that. Back in the days, it was different before all these cameras and motherfuckers having bars and shit put on their windows. I remember when the crack era came in, alarms and shit. Had I got into stocks as far as alarms and security systems and cameras and shit, like I'd be a fucking billionaire probably right now. Because I can remember back when a lot of that shit started to come into play, and that's around the time of the crack cocaine era. But anyway, I don't mean to... Boy. Let me just get some scriptures real quick. Let's get this one. Ecclesiasticus 25. Let me start at verse 16. I probably could have started up. Let me get verse 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman, man. That's a wicked ass, man. Right? You beat the kid, you took it too far, but then, matter of fact, I'm gonna go on and just read the rest. It says, meanwhile, Delaware authorities had been interviewing Randall in connection with the alleged kidnapping she had reported as her story about an abduction by an unidentified white couple in a van fell apart. Randall allegedly confessed to physically striking the child with a belt approximately 15 to 20 times. So she must have been hitting that baby with the buckle and everything, man. Because, Eve will lose her goddamn mind. I can remember, single mother ass whoopings back in the days. And ooh to the woo. I ain't gonna get into it. Randall allegedly told Delaware police that Nola was unresponsive after the beating, and she was able to wake, and she was unable to wake the girl up. She reportedly said she attempted CPR. Like, this bitch don't know no damn CPR. Get the hell out of here. Randall and Britton put Nola in his vehicle. See, this is what I'm talking about. Now, I'm with her. This all the shit that's been going on as of late. Eve been pulling shit like this, man, for the past couple of years, real strong. So it's not really surprising with Eve. A lot of the so-called black woman has been very brutal in domestic, violence, so to speak, towards children that over these past 3 to 5 years, man, real brutal. And that's also, let me get this real quick. When Yahushua spoke of what would be happening in the end days before his coming. Matthew 24. And I want to bring this out because, you have what you have, these rumors of wars going on right now. A lot of different things are happening. Damn, come on, what the fuck is going on? Load up. All right, so lock you. Matthew 24 and 3, let me get that first to set everything up. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? So the disciples are asking the Lord, what's going to be happening before you come, or the end of this age is shut down? That word world is going up into an age. It's not talking about the end of the planet. It's not talking about the entire planet blowing up like how you hear a lot of Christians say. Matter of fact, if you get the word right here, it actually says, or age. So it's an age or a society. When is this kingdom going to end? When the Lord comes, before his coming, what's going to be happening? What's those signs? What's those symbols that you're that we can tell, like, you're going to be coming, Johnny on the spot, so to speak. And one of the things Yahushua spoke of Matter of fact, I might as well read all the way through it. Verse 4, and Yahushai, and we say Yahushai because that's the true name of the Lord. It's not Jesus. There's no letter J, E, O, U, or V in the Hebrew alphabet. The letter J was invented in 1524 by a grammarian named Giorgio Trissino. We have to always bring that out for new believers or people that are just new to these videos, because the Lord's name is not Jesus. He's not some blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. The Father's name is not Jehovah, because there's no letter J. The letter J is only 500 years old. When the Lord walked the earth 2,000 years ago, there was no letter J sound. And it's very important that you know the true names of the Father and Son. The true name of the Father is Yahweh, which means that he exists, or the existing one. And the true name of his Son is Yahushai, which means that he's the Savior or deliverer in the Paleo-Hebrew. Very important to know. Okay, but he goes on to say, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed or Messiah, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. What are you hearing about right now? It's hot right now with Iran and Israel. These people, you ain't even, you're not even done with, they got all kinds of shit going on with them over there. And they're going to draw America. America's already in it. They're going, America's already in the mix of it. You know what I'm saying? So the big rumor, or the big war rumor, is World War III. And that's what's popping out right now. It's getting ready to happen. It's already in play. Okay, but it says again, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So the Lord told us to not be troubled, These things have to happen. That's why we're not all, fucked up in our feelings about this stuff, man. Matter of fact, I was watching Redacted, the show with Clay and Natalie Morris, I think is their names. And she was on there acting as if she was about to choke up. She seemed like she was scared talking about that Israeli-Iran shit when she was asking, I think this Conor McGregor guy, that's normally, he's a specialist in certain types of, I think he's a general, but he was telling, they was asking pretty much the end game, and he was just basically telling her like, hey, look, this shit could be it. And she was acting as if she was about to choke the fuck up, The husband was like, he was up at night worried and shit, like, hey, look, we're not to be worried. See, this right here says, see that ye be not troubled. Let them worry about that shit. Carnally, they they're gonna worry because they don't have a spiritual mind for this stuff, man. They don't have be thankful to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua that you have a spiritual mindset for this and that he's showing you what's happening out here. Verse 7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. The beginning of sorrows is already popping. But the point that I wanted to get, this right here is one of the things that he spoke of as well. Verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. There's so much sin out here that people cold as shit, man, with no problems of being cold as shit to you. You know how cold it is? I guess she can probably say, well, I was scared. I was fearful, and I'm sure the bitch heartbeat was jumping through her damn chest. Here you go, you done killed your baby and you don't know what to do but call on a dumbass, a damn simp, to help you try and get rid of the body. Like this nigga, that's why I'm saying, fuck her. This doofy nigga, 44 years old, you trying to tell me, nigga, you ain't had sense enough to say, he probably got kids, probably by multiple other women possibly. Like you trying to tell me that you're going to put your life on the line to save this ratchet asshole? That bitch ain't had no respect for you. Matter of fact, let's get back into the story. Just for her involving you in that, she didn't have no respect for you, bro. And then you helping her? As a grown man, you sympathy-wise, you should, but hey, look, you got to do the right thing. Now, hey, whatever happened, you got to just explain that to him. But I'm not about to get involved with trying to, hide a body, a baby at that. No, I'm not getting involved with that. He should have low-key just, all right, well, give me a minute. Let me put on some clothes. He should have been on 911. Going into his fucking bed, whatever. Getting the fuck away from that bed, whatever. I'm dialing 911 to let them know, hey, look, there was a murder. This bitch done killed her baby, so she trying to get me involved. This, that, and the third. I'm at such and such address. Get here as soon as you can. I'd have been, you know, to get all the heat off of me. That would have got all the heat off of him. You know? Because they still would have been investigating him just cause. You know, but anyway. It says Randall and Britton put Nola in his vehicle and drove around for a while before ending up back at the home. The couple then allegedly put Nola's dead body in a suitcase. And what's with this suitcase shit these days? That's that iniquity abounding. Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. You'll put her in a damn suitcase. You Saran Wrap the baby and put her in a damn suitcase? Oh, you a heartless motherfucker, boy. Okay, it says the couple then allegedly put Nola's dead body in a suitcase and left it in a basement overnight. Good googly goo. Randall then asked Britton to dispose of the suitcase containing the body of her daughter. Why didn't you get your ass up and do it? And then the guy, he's already involved. You done drove around with the body? Like, bro, what kind of nigga are you? You should have got that heat off of you immediately. Like, this bitch. First thing should have hit his mind is this bitch crazy and she hate me. Because this bitch want me to go to jail for life. So what I'm going to do is, hey, give me a sec, girl. I'm going here, I'm going to put some shoes on, see this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Just go make you a drink real quick. I'd have been on the motherfucking phone, man. Got dialing 911 on the quiet. Like, can you get an officer out to my house right now? My girlfriend just told me that she beat her daughter to death, and she's trying to get me to go with her and whatever the fuck. You stupid. This nigga's stupid, bro. And these are these simps, these niggas that's raised by the so-called black woman, man. Crazy, bro. It says Britton allegedly took the suitcase in his vehicle. She ain't even go. Where he said he left it. He reportedly took a photo of the park and sent it to Randall. Stupid. All kinds of digital evidence. According to the charging documents, he drew police a map leading to the location, which was in an area near his home. Bitch, you should have done that to begin with, doofy. You should have told the police what was what. First thing you should have done was, this bitch hate me and I'm calling the police. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. I'm not, nah. A girlfriend? Probably ain't never even cooked for this nigga before. Don't iron no clothes. Don't wash no clothes. You know. Don't do nothing but talk shit. You know the bitch had to be mean if she done that to her own baby. Nigga, you about to put your life on the line? This nigga deserve everything that's coming. Let me get this. It's a lot of y'all for the language. Shit get you hot, boy. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Let's get the curses, man, that's going on here. Because these are curses. This is actually the curses that our people are under, man. And they have no idea that the Lord is about to come down on Jacob so hard, man. 2/3 of Jacob about to get destroyed, man. For the wickedness. And this is the type of wickedness that Jake be doing, man. You know how wicked this shit is. What can be done with 2/3 niggas like this, man, that think this way? Come on, bro. Deuteronomy 28, I'm going to get verse 54, and I'm going to get verse 56. Got to do with the Israelite man and woman. Deuteronomy 28:54 says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, this nigga is not tender and delicate at all. His eye shall be evil towards his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall lead. Which the child wasn't his, but the point that's being made in this particular verse here is that love, that tender and delicate love that we will have for each other. You know what I'm saying? Where, of course, we wouldn't even do our child like that. A 3-year-old? Well, like, what could she have done to you know, well, of course, we know that, well, that would be another lesson. Because the Lord is the one that kills and makes alive, actually. The Lord, you know, created spirits of vengeance to appease his wrath. You know what I'm saying? Now, whatever that, another lesson, you know, because there's a such thing as reincarnation in the scriptures. I will put it that way. And it's all throughout the scriptures. And your body decomposes, your spirit goes back to the spirit world. There's no such thing as this fiery place on the ground, like how these Christians are telling you. According to, matter of fact, I gotta just go through some of it. Ecclesiastes 12:7, right? It says, "Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it." That's what happens to everybody. No matter if you're wicked, no matter if you're righteous. That you can get that account in Job chapter 3 right here. I'm just going to grab a couple, so bear with me. Job chapter 3. And this is when Job was going through what he was going through. So he was pretty much like, why didn't I just die, in childbirth, so to speak? But I want to get to the point. I'm going to start at verse 11. It says, why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly? Why did the knees prevent me, or why the breast that I should suck? For now should I have lain still and been quiet. I should have slept. Then had I been at rest with kings and counselors of the earth, which built desolate places for themselves, or with princes that had gold, who filled their houses with silver. Or as in hidden untimely birth I had not been, as infants which never saw light. And this is the point right here. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. There the prisoners rest together. They hear not the voice of the oppressor, the small and the great are there, and the servant is free from his master. Wherefore is light given to him that is in misery, and life unto the bitter soul. But that was the point right there, that all these people, everybody that passes away, and you're just, your body, as soon as you die, your spirit leaving that body. That's why the body gets cold. And the spirit is an everlasting spiritual body of just all heat, or just all energy, man. And that spirit goes back to the spirit world which the Lord gave. And then the Lord, he gives judgment to whatever you've done in your past life. And then every third to fourth generation, that's scriptural as well, the Lord will put some parents together. They'll have sex. Spark go off. You're in a belly of a woman. You're born again. You come back into this earth, and you live off the punishment from the last life that you had. It's really very simple. But Christianity done taught this doctrine that there's this fiery, burning place underground, and it's not, man. What is that? I think it's. Let me just put it in like this. No, it's in. Apostle always says, beloved Apostle Tahar always says, there's lessons within lessons. Ecclesiastes 3:16, and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. See, judgment is under the sun. What's under the sun? The earth. You see? And we don't know, because the scripture says that the Lord's thoughts are higher than our thoughts. His ways are higher than our ways. We can't possibly fathom why he does what he does. I mean, we talking about somebody that created the sun, that hot motherfucker. We talking about somebody that created everything that you see around you. Every scene that you see, that was written. That was created. If you're sitting in front of a TV with your feet kicked up and you can see your toes wiggling, all that whole scene was created. Every scene, if it's a fly flying by you, that whole scene was created. So the Lord is out there, man. Well, anyway, so we was in Deuteronomy. I want to get that other curse, chapter 28. Now these are the curses that we're under right now, because we made a covenant with the Lord, a blood covenant with the Lord Yahweh, and we broke that covenant. And when we broke that covenant, these curses are part of the contract. This is the part of the contract. It's like you signing for a car, you signing for a house, or you just signing a contract for anything. Hell, it can be a cell phone these days. Whatever it says in that contract, you have to keep what's in that contract. If you get outside of that contract, that company has the ability to sue you or repossess what it is that you got from them, so to speak. They can garnish your checks. They can do all kinds of stuff to a contract. And that's exactly what this, we made a blood contract with the Lord. This is this contract right here. So let me get verse 54 again. Since I read that one about the man, I want to get verse 56, which goes into the woman. It says, Deuteronomy 28:54, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate. See? Not that our men were all out here soft sissies, like on some, some simple ass shit. It was just that's going off until we had real love for each other. Real love. I'm talking about super duper real, bro. You all right? We just gonna make sure you was good. We weren't trying to put no hands on you. It wasn't going, it was real super duper love. Not this shit, this fake ass love that you see out of niggas these days, man. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Now, what race of people do that sound like to you? Does that sound like the Israelis that's over in Israel right now? Because they seem to have it all together. They're not doing shit like, they're not doing drive-bys on each other. They're not leaving their children. Right? So verse 56, let's jump to the woman. It says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards her sons, and towards her daughter. Now, what race of people do that sound like to you right there? And this go into you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because you're the Israelites. You're the ones that made this contract. Now, Judah, the so-called blacks, is the top tribe. So they kind of catch the bulk of a lot of the bullshit. But this is Jake all day, though, man. Those Israelis are not over in the Holy Land over there. They got a bunch of wickedness going on. You know what I'm saying? But they don't fit these curses. When was the last time you heard of one of those Israelis beating the shit out of one of their babies and calling up their ex-boy or calling up their boyfriend? She done beat the shit out of her baby daddy's kid, call up her ex-boyfriend, her new man, to come over and help shrink wrap the baby and put the baby into a motherfucking luggage and stash her in the basement for the night, and then drive around with the body, and then all of a sudden she talking to her ex-boyfriend about getting rid of the baby, and he go do it. Israeli man with the damn Shirley temples hanging from the side of his head, with the black suit on, with his little cap on the top of his fucking head. When it's like, come on, you really think that that's them? You really think that they fit these curses? Come on, bro. Come on, man. What else they got in here? Okay, so they found the police found a suitcase. Inside were human remains, consisted with the child, okay. Maryland State Police have not yet provided update, okay. But anyway, they got her ass for $1 million bond. And where Delaware, she's in custody in Delaware with $1 million bond. But she's expected to be extradited to Maryland. So she fucked up in both places, Maryland and Delaware. Now this guy, they only gave him a $75,000 bond, which neither one of them should have got a fucking bond. Her shit was $1 million, his only $75,000, which I'm surprised they didn't give his doofy ass. Just stupid, bro. You 44 years old and you don't know no better than that. That's the mind that's the mindset of niggas in America, man. The matter of fact, the scripture says it talks about the beauty of a woman. And she's not even cute. So I know, then again, who knows? She may be beautiful to him. She ain't that goddamn cute, though. Look at her. Big ass linebacker neck. Just looking crazy as hell, bro. You trying to tell me you would go to jail for this chick? Because she not getting out, so what are you going to do? You have an opportunity. You may have a chance of getting out. Depends on, whatever, or kind of, fuck if you got any other felonies or some simple shit, but she's not getting out. So what are you gonna do? You about to be going up to the prison and visiting her? When you do get out, you gonna put some money on her books? What kind of job your ass gonna find if you do? As a matter of fact, you should be in jail and until the Lord comes anyway. We're hastening the day of our Lord, man, to come. So your ass will be in prison when those fucking nukes come, nigga. Doofy. Like for real, man. I'm just more pissed with this nigga than this bitch, man. Ecclesiasticus, also known as the Book of Sirach in the 1611 King James Bible. Back to verse 13 again. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Wicked ass bitch. Salakia, y'all. It says, I had rather dwell with a lion. Verse 16, Salakia. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. You had to have seen some attributes of this clown. Verse 17, the wickedness of a woman changes her face and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. Why you think the baby daddy probably not with this clown? All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. So this nigga was a wicked nigga anyway. That's the reason why he ended up with her ass. Because the Lord sent her wicked ass to his wicked ass. And you know he had to have been wicked because it didn't say that he was like, you know what? Let me think about that. I was scared. No, this nigga just done it. So you know that nigga was wicked as hell. This is the one that I wanted to get right here. I'll just read on though. Verse 20. As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. And that's probably more than likely that had to have been what he was about. But she's not come on, bro. She's not no. If maybe from his mindset, maybe she's beautiful to him. But you're not supposed to be, even I don't give a fuck how good that bitch look. You're not supposed to be. Let me get that verse back again. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. We're not to desire no woman for no pleasure, man. The apostles been going into this as of late. Hey, vet these chicks, man. Vet them, man. Because if you already washing your own clothes, you cooking all your own food, you paying your own bills, you doing all this, that, and the third, all by yourself. You holding out your own crib, which I wouldn't move in with no chicks these days. You need to have your own crib, even if you meeting somebody. Let them have their own shit. Don't let no chicks move in with your ass. I get it. Okay, maybe been knowing each other 10 years or so, and hard times fall down and whatever. But still, you gotta be vetting chicks, man. You gotta and you women that's into this truth, you gotta vet these dudes. You gotta really just know, like for real, man. This was a wicked ass chick right here. Let me jump to verse 23. It says, a wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance, and a wounded heart. See? A woman that would not comfort her husband in distress, maketh weak hands and feeble knees. And you already know she didn't have them attributes. Verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh, give her a bill of divorce, and let her go. And that's probably what the baby daddy had done. She's probably had him on child support. Probably about the best thing that came out of that shit was, child support ending for him. And probably, in reality, the nigga that she probably had thinking was the baby daddy, probably wasn't even the baby daddy. Because, it's a lot of wickedness that goes on. The scriptures talks about that wicked bed, man. That adulterous bed. I'm telling you, man, we need out of here, man. And we're close. And this is why we stress repentance. Repent to the Father, Yahweh, in the name of his son, Yahushai. And also when you go into another attribute of the last days, because this particular one, what is it, 2 Timothy chapter 3, it speaks on the perilous times in the end days. Difficult times will come. And I'll grab this and end out Yahweh Ratazah. Verse 1. 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection. Where was the natural affection with this woman and this man? Truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Matter of fact, that word incontinent goes into someone that has no self-control. Like, bitch, you just beating on the baby to the point of no return? Like, what could she have done that goddamn... Come on, bro. A 3-year-old? You just beat her to the point of killing her? For what? Verse 3 again. Without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of those that, Salakia, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. And you can't tell me that people not living like this. All those things that was just named off, your neighbor across the street, your neighbors next door to you, you know, a motherfucker that you might pull up next to at the light, you in a damn gas station, you at a Walmart. You best believe that person around you, if they're not into this truth, they got damn near all these attributes, man. Wicked demons and spirits on them. And it's best to just stay the hell away from them, because the Lord is about to get down, man. You can't. These are last days. This is flood behavior that's going on, just like the days of Noah, just like the days of Lot. What do you think people were doing? People were wicked as hell. Our people are wicked to no return, man. The only thing the Lord can do is torch the 2/3 of our people, like how He said He's gonna do, to go along with the wicked, man. These wicked ass Americans, these Edomites, where they learn a lot of that shit from. Anyway, man, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwam Yasha Allah and a Bible Ball.